Kamala Harris is the presumptive. Let's start the show. Well, as Voz pointed out, Kamala Harris appears to be the number one frontrunner to battle Donald Trump in the upcoming election. Weird, I know. They say Kamala Harris the possible but yet unpopular replacement for Joe Biden. The president's departure has vaulted the vice president's name into the top spot to earn the nomination at the Democratic National Convention. However, it says here, after Joe Biden's withdrawal from the presidential race became official, prompted by doubts about his cognitive status and insistent pressure from several of his party colleagues, Kamala Harris is the presumptive favorite to earn the nomination and then face Donald Trump in the November elections. But she's widely unpopular. Now, obviously, one of the best moments, before I even look at anything funny, was in the 2020 debate where she faced off with Tulsi Gabbard in this amazing and historic interaction. Watch.
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like she just dropped the mic right there. And look, that's why I don't want to just look at people's gaffes. We all have stupid moments, but honestly, Kamala Harris kind of has the dumbest moments. I think they actually put her into power because they knew that Joe Biden was going to resign or he wasn't going to run a second time. And they needed an unpopular vice president so that they could push in whoever they wanted to at the DNC. I'm not even convinced Kamala is going to be the one that's running. To point in case, they were willing to try to kill Donald Trump. We know well, I don't have to get into that. This is who they want to put to fight against him. They don't think Joe Biden can win, so they think this person can win.
And be unburdened by what has been, you know, what can be unburdened by what has been, 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 what we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been, what 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 can be unburdened by what has been, who we can be unburdened by who we have been, what can be unburdened by what has been, where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now, what can be unburdened by what has been, what can be unburdened by what has been, what can be unburdened by what has been, what could be unburdened by what had been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be
Unburdened by what has been.
what can be unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what has been, believing in what can be.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What could be unburdened by what had been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be, what should be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
See,
It's not that she says weird stuff, it's that she repeats it consistently and incessantly. And I have so many other weird clips from her as well. Do you remember when she talked about falling out of a coconut tree? That was so bizarre. But as we talk about more of her gaffes, don't forget, these are the people that are supposed to be in charge of our country. And obviously, the economy has gotten screwed up. And so a lot of us have debt, and those interest rates continue to rise. Ignore it? Don't pay it? Now, if you are burdened by debt, I have good news for you. There's a solution to get rid of it today without having to file for bankruptcy or having to pull out a personal loan. All you've got to do is go to donewithdebt.com, donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com today, and click Vigilant News at checkout. It's all you've got to do. They will help you now. Now, I want to warn you, it's a time-sensitive offer, so you can't wait very long. Go to donewithdebt.com today, get rid of your debt, and get control of your finances. You know that it's been stressing you out, and you don't want to wait any longer. Because, hey, it's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good. Now, in remarks to that, it's saying, well, where's Joe Biden? Joe Biden released a letter on X saying that he resigned. And then everyone's like, is he dead or something? Can he not make a video? And his doctor released another letter today saying that he's totally fine. And we are all freaking out and shouldn't be, but still no video. Now, that to be said, Kamala Harris is always leaving us desiring something more. Remember when she said this amazing gaffe?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I love Kamala. I do. I kind of secretly love her though. And not in like a, I'm glad that she might run the country because we know she sure as hell isn't doing that now and she wouldn't do it then. But sort of in this idea of like, okay, yeah, I mean, I kind of like that there's this insane person, this literal nut job that's walking around. Reminds me it's okay to be a little crazy. And, you don't have to be perfect to get ahead in life. Maybe you just have to give head to get ahead, not to be crass, but we all know how she got into power. Anyway, thank you so much again for watching. If you have more of her favorite viral moments, and please drop them down below. We love to read them. We love to listen to them, and we love to look at them. But she's just an absolute nut job. I don't think she's going to run. Drop a comment if you think she's going to be the one that the DNC is going to put forward, or are they going to put forward somebody else? If you want to receive more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and on X. We are at Vigilant News. And if you'd like to receive these videos direct to your inbox, sign up for our newsletter today at vigilantnews.com. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.